right, y'all, we got to talk about illegal immigration. We got to talk about it because I'm seeing people online trying to compare illegal immigration to slavery. And they're doing this because they want to conflate slavery and illegal immigration to say black people should not support illegal immigrants being deported. And I'm going to debunk that. Because illegal immigration, getting deported because you broke the law and broke into a country, is different than you being kidnapped, forced to go to a country, and then work, be sold, mistreated, dehumanized for generations. And what this tells me, not just for illegal immigrants, but for all the people that are trying to conflate illegal immigration with slavery, is that you don't actually understand slavery and you don't actually understand racism. There are a lot of people that when something happens to a non-white person, they automatically say racism. It's racism. They've taken something that was very real and true for the black community for a long time, and they've commoditized it, and now they use it for anything, and it doesn't even matter if the context fits. So it's racist to deport Mexican people who broke into this country and are here illegally. That's racist. And that's similar to slavery when black people were forced to come over here and work. I don't understand. And really, I think that the best thing that illegal immigrants can do is shut up. Shut up. Don't go to these protests. Don't be out here trying to say that, oh, this used to be Mexico. It don't matter no more. It don't matter no more. You know, Trump used to be a celebrity. Now he's the president. Okay, what does it matter that this used to be Mexico? But anyways, I'm going to break down a little bit more of why I think this is ridiculous. My name is Fitz. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. All right. So I posted a couple of videos kind of making fun of the whole illegal immigration thing going on, because to me, this is one of the wildest things happening right now, because this reeks even more of entitlement than all of the black people that I hear talking about reparations to a certain degree, or, you know, you haven't really tried anything and you're playing the victim mindset and you're just supposed to be given something. This reeks of entitlement even more than that, because you chose to come here when you knew it was illegal to do this. Like, I'm not understanding this. And this is what frustrates me so much when people try to compare it to slavery, is we didn't choose slavery. All right? We were forced into it. Illegal immigrants chose to come over here. Remember when you hired that coyote and they helped you maneuver through the desert and through this and that, and there was kids being trafficked and women being trafficked and drugs being put in people's booty hole and smuggled across the border, and you may have been, remember that? Remember you was hiding in semi trucks and stuff. You weren't doing that because you thought it was legal to come here. You weren't doing that because you weren't worried about getting caught. You were doing that because you knew if you were caught, you would not be allowed in, or you would get sent back to where you came from. You knew that. So that's why you had to hire the coyotes and do all this stuff and try to fly under the radar, because you knew what you were doing was wrong. You were breaking the law. But then Joe Biden came in, and Joe Biden opened the borders up, and you still knew it was wrong. You knew you shouldn't be here illegally, but you took advantage and you came in. You came in to a place that you now have a problem with, because they're saying, go home. Go home. Right? This is essentially like somebody going to a party and breaking into the party. You supposed to get an invite, and you in the party. You done snuck in through the window. Joe Biden, the bouncer, done let you sneak in through the window. You know you shouldn't be in here. And when you get caught and they say, hey, we don't want to press charges. We don't want to harm you. We want you to go home. You ever heard the saying, you ain't got to get up out of here, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here? We saying, get the hell up out of here. Go home. Go home. And illegal immigrants are saying, we don't want to go home. This is our home now. I'm the captain now. That's what illegal immigrants are saying. To the nerve to protest when you know you shouldn't be here. To me, it's the ultimate level of entitlement. The ultimate level, you know you shouldn't be here. So I don't want to hear that this is the same as black people being in slavery. Some people are trying to compare this to the 1940s, 1930s Germany, saying this is the Gestapo, and people done told me I would have supported Hitler back in the day because I support deporting illegal immigrants. It's wild. It's wild how people will twist reality to fit whatever narrative they want to fit. And it's crazy because you can look up videos of how Mexico treats people when they illegally immigrate to Mexico. Y'all let them Cancun and Tulum videos make y'all think that Mexico is just friendly to people. No, those are tourists. Those are people that done came over to spend some money and leave. Because let's walk through this logically. Let's use some logic now. I know that a lot of people try to separate logic from these arguments, but let's use some logic, all right? If you are an illegal immigrant and you come here and you have a child here, that child is considered a United States citizen, even though you may not be. Your child is. So logically, if we want to remain the United States and not Mexico, if we want to preserve our culture and our history, and we want to be the United States, how would we be able to have open borders and allow people to come in, and even though they're not citizens, their children will be citizens? So just logically, if we have an unlimited amount of people that are able to come in, we're talking about within one generation. If most of those people had kids, within one generation, the entire makeup of our country looks different. The entire culture of our country looks different within one generation. Where else on the planet is that allowable? Where else? I mean, what's stopping everyone from Mexico who doesn't like Mexico from just coming over? What's stopping other countries from sending people to Mexico, which they're doing, and then coming up through the border that way? You talk about a national security risk, there it is. Oh, but that's the same as slavery, right? That's the same as slavery. And you know what kills me? What truly kills me is the people that will say you're racist because you support illegal immigrants being deported. Those people will then, that the argument they make, the number one argument I hear is, well, they should be able to come over here because they're doing jobs that no one wants to do in America. They're picking the strawberries and they're doing the farming and the general labor. So pretty much you don't give a damn about Mexican people being here. You just are cool with them being here because they're doing general labor work. They're doing hard labor work. Well, what happens when they have children and their children don't want to do that work, and their children don't have to do that work because they're not illegals and they don't have to get paid under the table? What happens when their children start going to schools and now the resources are going towards them? What happens then? Oh, but we don't want to think about that because they're U.S. citizens now because they got in through a loophole. Makes sense, right? Same as slavery. It just, people say the wildest things. People say the wildest, you should support illegal immigration because slavery. What are you talking about? That makes no sense. That makes no sense at all. Just because there was slavery doesn't mean that black people have to support the wrongdoing of other communities that are non-white. And so much, well, Mexico helped with slavery. They helped enslave. Shut up. Shut up. Y'all know y'all shouldn't come. Y'all know that y'all shouldn't be here illegally. Y'all know there's a process, but you got caught sneaking in through the back door. And now you want to act like you ain't know what would happen. So for me, if I'm a father, like I'm a father, right? And I get the whole, I want to have a better life for my kids, and, you know, I want to do better and stuff. But we can all relate to that. But if you break the law in order to do that, you got to man up. You got to woman up. You have to be like, oh, you know, I broke the law coming into this country. I knew the risks. So now I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't know why my family's getting broken apart. And here's another thing, right? To all the people that, well, they're breaking families apart. Why don't the U.S., like, someone broke in the country illegally, right? And then they had a kid. Now their kid is a citizen. Well, why don't the kid just leave back to the country with the parents? And then the family won't get broken up. Why don't they? Yeah, I think an illegal immigrant just tried to hit me. Got real close to the car. Why don't the U.S. citizen, who's only a U.S. citizen because their parents broke the law and came into this country illegally, why don't they go back to the country that their parents from? Because they're not a citizen there, right? Will that country even take them? I have to look into that more. But that's what I hear is, well, they don't know the country and they're not a citizen there. Okay, so you're telling me that country doesn't want people who aren't citizens just coming there, even though their parents are from there? If it's really about family, and you don't, and it's crazy. If it's really about family, and you don't want your family torn apart, why don't your whole family go when you get deported? Why don't they go? If it's really about family. Which is crazy, because I would kind of feel betrayed. If I'm a father and I done broke into this country and I done risked my life and stuff to make a better way for my family, and now y'all don't want to come back with me because y'all got citizenship and I don't, I might feel some type of way. I might feel some type of way. But hey, maybe it's just me. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe illegal immigrants getting deported is like slavery. I don't know how, because I don't remember black people getting deported like that. I remember them actually, you know, when they tried to leave, they were recaptured and brought back to the plantation or killed. So I don't know how deporting somebody and they get a free plane ticket or a boat ride or whatever back to where they're from, I don't know how that is related to someone not being able to leave and being owned by another human being. Explain it to me. Let me know in the comment section. Yeah.